Please be advised this podcast features AI cloned voices created with human oversight. All content is reviewed by experts for accuracy and relevance. Welcome to IADS, where retail giants evolve or go extinct. Today, we're not just talking about clothes, we're talking about values. We're unraveling the complex world of textile certification with a laser focus on GOTS, the Global Organic Textile Standard. How is this standard influencing consumer behavior, retailer strategies, and the very definition of sustainable fashion? We'll find out more in today's episode.
That's a perfect way to put it. This isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental reevaluation of how the fashion industry operates. We're going to explore the challenges, the opportunities, and the crucial questions that retailers need to be asking.
So, for those just joining us, let's get granular. What exactly is GOTS?
GOTS stands for the Global Organic Textile Standard, and it's widely recognized as the most comprehensive and stringent certification for organic textiles. It's the result of collaboration between four leading international organizations: IVN, International Association Natural Textile Industry; JOCA, Japan Organic Cotton Association; the Soil Association; and OTA, Organic Trade Association. So it's got some serious backing. Instead of focusing on a narrow aspect, GOTS takes a holistic approach, setting standards for the entire textile supply chain, covering everything from harvesting and processing to manufacturing and labeling. It's that comprehensive.
It sounds like a single GOTS certification can replace several others.
Yep, that's the case. A GOTS certification signals assurance that the product not only follows guidelines for organic textile processing and manufacturing, but also adheres to international regulations. The textile industries, with its organic fabrics and garments, is required to meet both social and environmental standards and criteria. For the authentication of organic fiber, GOTS is a key verification. This harmonization is invaluable for brands operating in multiple markets.
But let's clarify GOTS isn't just about what the fabric is made of, right?
Yes, it's about how it's made. GOTS sets stringent environmental criteria for every stage of the production process. This includes minimizing water and energy consumption, responsible waste management, and the prohibition of hazardous chemicals. If chemicals are used in the process, they must adhere to strict guidelines and environmental regulations and toxicological protocols. All textiles must adhere to a specific level of quality for the product to be appraised and tested throughout the process by a certified expert. But GOTS goes further than just environmental responsibility, it also has social criteria that need to be considered.
Such as?
It mandates fair labor practices and safe working conditions throughout the supply chain. This includes things like ensuring fair wages, prohibiting child labor, and providing a safe and healthy work environment for all employees. All textile manufacturers and processes are held to strict social standards to ensure fair trade practices. What truly sets GOTS apart is its commitment to independent verification.
Okay, I see. So, how does that work?
All GOTS certified facilities are subject to rigorous annual audits and even surprise checks to ensure continued compliance. This provides consumers with confidence that the products they are buying truly meet the highest standards of sustainability and ethical production. If the correct protocol is not continuous, GOTS is authorized to reprimand or take away certifications from the textile facilities. In the textile space, GOTS is not the only standard to exist.
Can you briefly touch on a couple of others?
Yes, of course. OCS Organic Content Standard verifies raw materials grown on organic farms to the final product in order to encourage the production of organic agriculture. There was a 48% increase of certified facilities in 2019 with OCS, though Eco-Tex certification ensures that textiles are free of hazardous chemicals and can be safely used by people. Eco-Tex includes certifications related to both non-organic and organic textiles, while GOTS solely covers organic textiles.
Let's talk about the market. How has the demand for GOTS certified products evolved over time?
The transformation has been remarkable. Back in the early 2000s, if you wanted to buy organic cotton, you were pretty much limited to online stores, mail order catalogs, or specialized eco boutiques. The mainstream retailers just weren't on board yet.
That's a far cry from where we are today.
You're telling me. We now see major department stores like Nordstrom and global brands like Nike, Levi's, and American Apparel actively embracing GOTS certified products. It's a clear sign that sustainability has moved from a niche market to a mainstream expectation.
And where are we seeing the strongest consumer demand for GOTS certified goods?
In Europe, Germany and Switzerland have long been leading the charge, but we're also seeing rapid growth in France and other countries. The organic movement has really found a foothold in the European markets.
What do you think are the factors driving this increasing demand?
It's a confluence of factors. Consumers are more aware of the environmental and social impacts of their purchasing decisions. They are actively seeking out brands that align with their values, and they see certifications like GOTS as a reliable way to identify those brands. But it's not just consumers driving the change. Major fashion brands and retailers recognize organic cotton as an important part of their corporate social responsibility policies, which is turning heads across the textile industry from media to designers alike.
So it's a virtuous cycle. Increased consumer demand leads to greater retailer adoption, which further increases awareness and demand.
Precisely. As the number of points of sale increases, consumers are finding GOTS certified items in regular shopping channels such as department stores, supermarkets, and online platforms.
Okay, so a retailer is convinced that GOTS is important. What are the key steps they need to take to integrate it into their overall strategy?
First and foremost, education is crucial. Retailers need to fully understand what GOTS certification entails and how it impacts their supply chain. This requires careful assessment and selection of suppliers that are already GOTS certified or willing to undergo the certification process. It's all about setting clear goals, establishing a timeline, and allocating the necessary resources to make it happen.
What about smaller retailers who might not have the resources to implement a full scale GOTS strategy?
That's a great point. Even smaller retailers can take meaningful steps to support sustainable practices. This could involve partnering with local artisans who use organic and ethically sourced materials, offering a curated selection of GOTS certified products, and educating customers about the benefits of sustainable fashion. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach. The most important thing is to be transparent and authentic in your commitment.
And what about marketing and communication? How should retailers communicate their GOTS affiliation to consumers?
Authenticity and transparency are key. Retailers need to avoid making misleading claims or exaggerating their commitment to sustainability. Clearly communicate what percentage of your products are GOTS certified and explain the specific benefits of GOTS in terms of environmental and social responsibility. Share the stories of the farmers, the workers, and the artisans who are involved in the production process.
It sounds like storytelling is key.
Well put. And remember, consumers are increasingly sophisticated. They can spot greenwashing a mile away. Focus on building trust by providing clear, accurate, and verifiable information about your GOTS certified products. Remember, if the GOTS logo is being used to show that GOTS goods are sold, each product must display its license number, grade, and who certified it. Any unauthorized or misleading use of the trademark will face investigation of the farmers, the workers, and the artisans who are involved in the production process.
Let's not shy away from the tough questions. What are some of the criticisms leveled against GOTS, and how can retailers address those concerns?
You're absolutely right. We need to be transparent about the challenges. One of the most significant concerns revolves around cotton sourcing from regions with alleged labor rights violations, particularly in Xinjiang, China.
Can you elaborate on that?
Xinjiang produces a substantial portion of the world's organic cotton, but there have been credible reports of forced labor, prison labor, and other serious human rights infringements in the region. This poses a significant ethical dilemma for brands that are committed to GOTS certification. While there are GOTS certified facilities in Xinjiang, concerns persist about the validity of those certifications in light of the alleged labor abuses.
So, how can retailers navigate this complex issue?
Supply chain transparency and traceability are paramount. Retailers need to conduct thorough due diligence to ensure that their cotton is not sourced from regions with documented human rights abuses. Working with suppliers that can provide verifiable evidence of ethical labor practices is essential. Retailers need to show support of supply chain programs that can alleviate poverty, empower workers, and improve community health.
It sounds like a complex and ongoing challenge.
It is. There's more to it than that. But that is why GOTS ranks high as the best for traceability of clothing, with textile seals with full transparency and accountability through all stages of production. Retailers need to proactively address these criticisms by strengthening their commitment to ethical sourcing practices and demonstrating their zero tolerance for forced labor in their supply chains. It's about building trust and demonstrating that you are not just paying lip service to sustainability, but taking concrete action to protect human rights.
Let's look ahead. How will GOTS certification impact the retail landscape in the years to come?
I believe that GOTS will increasingly become a de facto standard for responsible fashion retail. Consumers are demanding greater transparency and accountability from brands. And GOTS provides a credible and verifiable way to meet those demands.
So, it's about more than just ticking boxes, it's about building trust and loyalty with consumers.
That's right, and there's more to it. But it's about gaining a competitive edge. As consumers become more informed and discerning, they will gravitate towards brands that demonstrate a genuine commitment to sustainability. GOTS certification can also open doors to new business opportunities.
Can you give us an example?
During the COVID-19 pandemic, some US companies were able to secure state and federal contracts for masks and medical gowns because they could demonstrate their GOTS certification and their proven traceability systems. This highlights the potential for GOTS certification to create value in both B2C and B2B contexts. I think we can expect to see more and more retailers embracing GOTS certification as a way to differentiate themselves, attract customers, and create a more sustainable and ethical future for the fashion industry.
Those have been some powerful insights. Thank you so much for guiding us through the complexities of GOTS certification.
Of course, you are very welcome.
Thank you for those listening in on Ideas Retail Park. We hope you found this episode informative and inspiring. To make sure you're always in the know, hit that subscribe button for the latest insights into the retail world. We appreciate every listener and appreciate when you leave a review. We value your input, so please share your insights on today's conversation and your own stories with sustainable fashion. To dive deeper into the stories and strategies transforming the retail landscape today, check out our Substack at IADS, Exclusive Insights. And don't forget to follow IADS on LinkedIn for updates, insights, and success stories from the world's leading department stores.
Until our next chat, keep pushing the boundaries, stay responsible, and never stop innovating.